Hello, and welcome to our channel. Day 6 of the US-Israeli war with Iran has arrived, and the conflict shows no signs of slowing down. In fact, it's spreading faster and farther than many expected. What started as targeted strikes to eliminate Iran's nuclear program and leadership has now engulfed Lebanon, drawn in Gulf states, hit European interests, and raised alarms across continents. Explosions continue in Tehran and Beirut, missiles streak over Doha and Abu Dhabi, and the world is watching a rapidly widening regional crisis with no clear off-ramp. On the ground, military action remains intense. Israel announced simultaneous strikes in Tehran and Beirut, targeting Iranian missile sites and Hezbollah positions. Iran retaliated with fresh waves of drones and ballistic missiles across the Middle East. In Abu Dhabi, air defenses intercepted incoming threats, but several loud blasts were heard, and 6 Pakistani and Nepali nationals were injured. Qatari defenses downed missiles over Doha. A CNN team has become the first U.S. network to enter Iran since the war began, reporting from inside the country as its internet blackout passes 120 hours. Iran's death toll has climbed to at least 1,230, according to state-affiliated IRNA, surpassing last June's toll from earlier U.S.-Israeli strikes. Authorities claim dozens of civilian sites were hit: residential neighborhoods, hospitals, schools, and heritage locations. Tehran says a children's park and UNESCO-listed Golestan Palace were damaged. The single deadliest incident, a Saturday strike on a girls' elementary school in Minab, killed at least 168 schoolgirls and 14 teachers. The White House has not ruled out U.S. involvement, but insists civilians are not targeted. CNN has sought comment from the Israeli military. The war is spilling beyond the Middle East. Azerbaijan reported drone strikes on an airport in Nakhchivan, injuring 2 and damaging a terminal building, the first attack on Azerbaijani soil. President Ilham Aliyev called it ugly, cowardly, and shameless, demanding accountability from Iran. Tehran denied responsibility and suggested a possible Israeli false flag operation. Israel's foreign minister condemned the overt and deliberate aggression. Iran also denied striking an airport in Azerbaijan and labeled a U.S. torpedo attack on an Iranian warship near Sri Lanka an atrocity. Europe is being drawn in deeper. Cyprus, a key hub for British and NATO operations, was hit by a drone on Monday, the first attack on RAF Akrotiri since 1986. The UK is deploying 4 additional Typhoon jets to Qatar and working with airlines to evacuate citizens. France has allowed U.S. non-combat aircraft to use a mainland base with strict guarantees they won't support offensive operations in Iran, while deploying its own carrier, frigates, jets, and air defenses to the Mediterranean. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte praised Trump's strikes as necessary to eliminate Iran's ballistic missile threat, but firmly rejected any NATO combat role, emphasizing the alliance provides enabling support and a platform for U.S. power projection. Evacuations are accelerating. The U.S. State Department reports multiple charter flights underway, with over 20,000 Americans returned since February 28, 10,000 directly assisted. European nations have coordinated at least 6 repatriation flights, with more planned. The UAE opens safe air corridors with neighbors. Many remain stranded as airspace closures and limited commercial flights create chaos. U.S. embassies in Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Lebanon are closed. Non-emergency personnel and families authorized to leave Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Cyprus. Energy markets remain in turmoil. Iran's threats to attack any ship in the Strait of Hormuz have virtually halted traffic. Only 2 oil and chemical tankers transited Monday versus a normal 60. Supertanker rates hit records. Insurers canceled war coverage. QatarEnergy's LNG production remains halted. Oil prices surged again. U.S. crude near $77, Brent over $83. Trump ordered U.S. insurance and guarantees for Gulf ships, suggesting Navy escorts if necessary, to ensure free flow of energy. China, largest buyer of Iranian oil, urged de-escalation to protect the strait. The human cost is mounting. In Lebanon, at least 50 killed and 335 wounded in 2 days of Israeli strikes on Hezbollah. 3 paramedics died aiding victims, WHO Chief Tedros Ghebreyesus condemned attacks on health workers. In Iran, crowds mourned Khamenei, while Kurdish opposition groups hinted action. Reports suggest the CIA is arming Iranian Kurdish forces to foment uprising, claims the Kurdistan regional government called completely unfounded. This is no contained operation. 6 days in, the conflict has struck embassies, bases, airports, heritage sites, schools, and civilian homes. Europe bolsters defenses, Asia faces energy shocks, and global travel remains paralyzed. Trump insists the campaign is decisive. Critics warn of endless escalation. What do you think? Can diplomacy pull this back from the brink, or are we heading toward a broader regional war? Share your thoughts below. Like if this update helped you understand the stakes, subscribe for daily coverage of this fast-moving crisis, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay informed. We'll be back with the latest.
See you next time.